Good morning from Kasungu. Operations are well or it's in order, over.
We might have poachers entering on the southern part.
Confirm, copied, over.
Copied. Kasungu, Malawi is on standby. Over and out.
Nature is something which is very, very important.
You have the animals, you have the trees, they depend on one another. As people, we rely on one another.
So we seated here, we're breathing the fresh air. Everything that is surrounding us is making it possible for us to live. The TFCA initiative has brought about a change.
Maza, Malawi-Zambia Transfrontier Conservation Area can be found in the Southern African Development Community and is situated in a high plateau area between Malawi and Zambia. Centered around the evergreen forest of the Nyika Plateau land and the lush Kasungu and Lukusuzi National Parks lies an undulating montane grassland in the north. It rises over 2,000 meters above the bushveld and wetlands of the Vuaza Marsh. And to the southwest, a blissful African safari, the Luangwa National Park, home to the Big Five. After seeing a rise in deforestation, these two forest-rich countries came together in 2004 and established the Malawi-Zambia TFCA, with a solution to protect a variety of land uses, national parks, wildlife and forest reserves. All this whilst fostering a good relationship between the game management and the communities living in and around Maza.
Wildlife normally moves freely. It doesn't recognize the international boundaries that humans create. The communities that reside along the international boundary, they share quite a lot, and they also depend on the same natural resources. So it is very important that the two countries work together.
When I was 9 years old, I saw an elephant being poached, and 28 years later, I'm proud to say that I'm one of the rangers protecting wildlife in the TFCA area.
The management authorities had quite long protocols, and we saw quite a number of illegal activities taking place unchecked.
After now the treaty was signed, we started working very well with our counterparts. We were able to share intelligence reports, conduct patrols together.
We have structures that provide for joint sensitization of the communities living along the borderline. Now officers can just cross the boundaries, do the work.
Malawi and Zambia, we work as one. So in one camp, there are two countries.
My work as a ranger, it is important to me. If we did not have law enforcement officers like for the Department of National Parks and Wildlife, we won't have any wildlife left.
It's something that we're really proud of. So it's a very exciting thing to be in a landscape that can be, collaboratively managed, as it's the case of the Malawi-Zambia TFCA.
Poaching and other illegal activities were rampant in this region due to poverty. Instead of just arresting poachers, community markets for conservation, Comako, helped transform their lives by implementing programs to educate them about the dire effects of poaching. Through a comprehensive 2-week course, their lives were transformed by learning how to cultivate the land without harming wildlife.
Ichi nkambira kupocha ine chifukwa chakuti kusuzika kwa ine na vana sangana kuti skulu nipeja pantho noyamba kwenda na futi mtengere kusambia no manya ine monga ku polisi venda peleke ponane okapena ku game awe kweni komako na mungapelekea futi vakanichemaso aka ku training kuti zakune ku training nankako for 2 weeks zona wosambija makola wosambija vindu vinandi ngatitanjira mula o 10 wosambija ndipo so ndivyo vanchita benefit pa nyumba olonuoneka so nupulika makola pasono pano.
Under the community markets for conservation, we are working with a total number of about 20,000 small-scale farmers. The small-scale farmers were supported with giving out of seed inputs. They are able to carry out beekeeping, where honey now is able to be produced and sold.
We have got the interventions where we are giving the community the goats. We are also supplying them with the local chickens. When we buy those raw materials from the farmers, process them into finished products, sell them to our clients or the customers,
so that it supports their families, their children, take them to school and meet their basic needs.
Most of the community are surrendering their farms willingly.
I involved myself in charcoal burning because I didn't have capital to take my children to school.
Trees play a very critical role in climate change and are just also giving us the air that we breathe.
People are cutting down of trees to open up new farmlands. They are cutting the trees for illegal charcoal production.
After getting the information from Komako, then I stopped immediately. Say, no, I think there's no benefit in this charcoal burning. Because if all trees are going to be destroyed, then a child who is going to be born today will won't know a mango tree.
The community that lives within the landscape are one people by tribe. So they are just inseparable. Just like the wildlife is also inseparable.
Lake Kaulimi is very special. People come there to worship the ancestral spirits. There is also a belief that if you touch the water, then bad luck goes away. So this water, which is coming from the Plateau, gives life to Zambia and Malawi. In terms of orchids, we have about 200 species of orchids. These are Saxcola, one of the orchids which have just started blooming up now. This makes Nyika to be very special.
During the crop growing season, elephants cross the Luangwa River and enter the surrounding villages where they raid crop fields and damage property in their forage for food. Maza has helped mitigate this conflict by educating members of the community who are known as the Chili Patrollers.
Chili blaster is a work which we used to do to protect some fields from animals. We take chili, we mix it with the oil, and we add petrol. The elephant comes, we blast it. The perfume which it produces, it will not make that elephant to feel good. It will run away.
The previous command and control approach created animosity. That kind of background made the communities to always think that protected area managers are the people who prevent them from accessing the God-given natural resources. Conservation is a big problem if it leaves out the stakeholders. Communities are a very key stakeholder.
To put cross-border collaboration within the TFCA into practice, Malawi and Zambia came together to jointly patrol and manage national parks across country borders.
Our responsibility as IFO is to support the DNPW. The communities were complaining about human-wildlife conflict, and that alone brought a sour relationship between DNPW and the communities. We decided to start with the fence. With the 30 kilometers we have done, people have started already appreciating the work that we are doing. Poaching was high because the NPW did not have the resources. We introduced a training center where we train our officers so that we increase the number of officers. The people that are working at the tailoring workshop, they come from the near communities. We are able to produce a lot of uniforms that are supplied both in Zambia and Malawi.
Nowadays, when the community look at us, they don't see someone to arrest or apprehend them. They look at us as partners, because at the end of the day, we are protecting them from being attacked from wildlife and protecting their revenue where they get the income from.
An informed community that has the value for the natural resources at heart is more likely to use the resources in a sustainable way.
Nature brings profit to us. We are doing fine because of nature.
If we cut down trees here, it means we are creating trouble on the people that are on the other side. We want to see that the ecosystem prevails. That's what is in our heart.
Ichi nchozilwa chomene chifukwa patitirabishe patafunya vikuni vose land yuchimbira yose ya Luango. So ngati pe vikuni hivi ishita protect land hii. So nyama nazo zifaa vakulia vyake ni viti ni hivi. So ngati vitafunyamo nishi muno Mzambia mwenge vyendrama yayi.
The TFCA is not just about governments working together with Malawi and Zambia, but also our traditional leaders, the chiefs, have also got a big role in the conservation of our wildlife. Conservation is about people and animals living together in harmony.
Because forests are natural carbon sinks that support countless species, including our own, how we interact with them can easily slow or exacerbate the climate crisis. The rangers and communities are playing an essential ecological role in replenishing what was lost due to deforestation here in Maza.